Hello everyone and welcome back to the Smogon YouTube channel. This is Gold Mason, back for another SPL commentated set. This time I am joined by RufflesPro. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We're here to actually see your game, RufflesPro versus Fate Eternal Sunshine. This is for semifinals of SPL, and I know you probably have a lot to say about this game, so I'll kick it right over to you.
Prepping for this game was tough. You know, Fate is a very good player, very versatile player. We did have a history in playing in the World Cup, and it was an offense versus offense match. So I was really going back and forth, wondering what he's going to load. My gut was telling me that he was just going to load spikes or some sort of stall, because I think last time I had the feeling that he regretted loading offense into me. And the other thing, I wanted to mix it up. I've been spamming some certain structures that I know Fate has picked up on, including the team that I beat him with, which is the T-Tar, Manaphy, Volcarona, Thunderous, Superior team. And I was thinking, like, I can't bring that again. He's probably going to be very prepared for that. And I wanted to do something very different. So I picked this team because I think it's good into both offense and that. And the funny thing here is, as soon as I saw this, I loaded a team that's kind of like a Fade build, like it's very similar to a Fade build, and he loaded a team that's kind of like a very similar to a Ruffles build. So kind of like the roles are a little bit reversed here. Not what, if you ask most people what kind of matchup they were expecting, they would probably expect this with the name swapped. But going into it, definitely didn't expect this, but I think I was happy with the matchup. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then let's just hop right into it and see how this game starts. I'm excited to see the Alakazam, I'm presuming, is Mega, so that's going to be an interesting piece. We've got Cresselia versus Slowbro to start off.
Yeah. Lead is always interesting. You know, I wasn't sure what he's going to lead. You know, typically it's choice of my builds. The ones that I've been popularizing are Choice Band and T-Tower with the Air Balloon, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, and Excadrill. So I was thinking he might lead the Excadrill for the Quick Rocks. He might lead the Cresselia to Scout. I knew the Cresselia was going to be Scarf just because it's a Sand team. Usually you don't run Rocky Helmet Moonlight with that, so it's going to be like a Scarf trick thing. So Slowbro felt safe into that as well. And if he led Superior, I'm invested in special defense and I have Thunder Wave. So I felt pretty confident with a Slowbro lead, even if it's like I get worst case scenario Superior. If he does bring in T-Tar, I live a Crunch from full as well, even if he's Choice Banded. So I felt pretty confident with this lead, and it worked out, and got a free Thunder Wave on T-Tar. Now I'm not sure if he's banded or not, so I'm probably going to Scout.
Yeah, see what happens next.
Yeah, and I think he clicks Rocks here, which immediately tells me he's not obviously Choice Banded, and that the Excadrill, and it's a popular Excadrill into me because I've lost to it a couple times here and there. It's the Swords Dance 3 attack set with Rock Slide. I'm known to spam Zapdos and stuff like that. And Santu used this set versus me in World Cup and beat me with it. As soon as he clicked Stealth Rocks, I knew exactly that's the angle he was going for. But thankfully, I had both a Gliscor and a Skarmory, and a Slowbro, so actually, like, it's not good against my team at all.
Yeah, walled on 3 fronts, very nice.
Yeah.
So Clefable, I'm presuming, is going to click Rocks here, or is it that on your Chansey? Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can go multiple different routes, and you can keep it playing for right here a little bit. I prefer on the Clefable because I like status Chansey plus either Wish or Heal Bell or another thing. Yeah, and then Excadrill, you're always going to trade off the rocks for spikes. Later I reveal I have Flamethrower on Clefable, and I could have Flamethrowered, but I would have rather just guarantee the spike for more damage over time on his other mons. And it worked out well. I got a bunch of switch-ins, so looking good so far.
Absolutely. And are we going to see...
doubles.
Oh, nice.
It's a good double. He expected Chansey. I went Slowbro for mid-ground because I had a feeling he was going to double. Slowbro is he doesn't know if I'm Ice Beam or not, so he really shouldn't risk this. Worst case scenario, I can also just Scald Burn as well, even if I don't have Ice Beam. So good mid-ground by me, good double attempt by him. But now, again, I have a free Scald.
Yeah. and only really Superior to take it. So
Yeah.
I guess sort of Volcanion.
Yeah, there's also Volcanion, but I had a feeling he's gonna go T-Tar, so that worked. Here, I also was thinking that he's probably gonna double. You know, he's rock. So honestly, this was probably my first misplay. I switched out here, and that's a mistake because even if he's crunched, I'm not gonna take that much because he's not choice banded. And he obviously Sandstorm just finished after 8 turns, so we revealed he's Smooth Rock. He's not Choppleberry. He's not like Black Glasses or anything. So actually, the Slowbro was super safe too, and I was gonna T-Wave predicting a double. But I thought, you know, I don't want him to like a crunch, then, you know, go Superior, and then I wasn't sure. I should have just Scalded for sure, or even T-Waved. But this is not bad either. I did go Gliscor as a mid ground, so not too bad either, depending on his Superior set.
Yeah, Gliscor takes that Leaf Storm like a champ.
Yeah, it's Spadef, but I think I don't know the calc off the top of my head, but that's like heavily special attack invested. And I know, so the biggest Superior set that is worrisome for stall is Taunt with Rocky Helmet, especially. So that's why I kind of knocked off with the Gliscor, because if he was Taunt Rocky Helmet, I can just Seismic Toss and I'll be fine. If it was Rocky Helmet, I'll take way too much shit. So that's why I knocked off. Here I did another mistake. Going Chansey was fine, but here it's kind of like a 50-50. I can soft boil, or he can reveal Taunt, or I can, you know, use a status move. Now, I'm not 100% sure if he has Taunt or not, so I went for soft boil. And then you can see next turn, he did actually reveal the Taunt. But honestly, after analyzing this game, I think soft boil, Seismic Toss was always the play, even if he wasn't Taunt. But yeah, he's in range for another Seismic Toss. He's in range for Alakazam Psychic now. So I'm not too worried, but, you know, you can play it. I did get lucky, turn 13, and he misses. This gives me an extra, like, I can keep Chansey as a sack, so kind of huge for momentum for sure.
Absolutely. And you don't really need Chansey for anything else, right? The Volcanion's kind of covered by the Clefable and the Slowbro.
Exactly, yeah. And it's nice to have it as just a general, like, Batmon that sits there. But I don't need it anymore, honestly. It did its job, I just needed it for Superior.
Gotcha. And so on this turn against the Garchomp, are you thinking to go to Slowbro, or are you thinking going Skarmory?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know what kind of Mega Garchomp it is. Obviously, it has to be Mega Garchomp since T-Tar wasn't Mega. This is something I struggled for the entire game, trying to decipher this. You know, week 2 in SPL, I kind of debuted this sub Swords Dance Mega Garchomp on Sand offense and destroyed Poick with it. Not Poick, I think it was Lighthouses, yes. So I was thinking maybe it could be that. There's also variations where there's like Substitute Fire Blast, EQ, Stone Edge. There's Swords Dance 3 attacks. I'm really not sure here. I forgot what I do. I think I go Slowbro as a mid ground. Yeah, I go Slowbro as a mid ground.
Yep. Take a...
And he's just EQ'd.
Yeah, nothing Earthquake.
Yeah, so I'm chilling. He didn't Swords Dance or anything, and I guess he couldn't because you know, I didn't need. I could have just Toxic it, you know. But I was mostly worried about sub. I was gonna click Toxic, but as I said, I was worried about sub. So I went Slowbro because it breaks sub with Scald. I don't have Ice Beam, so it breaks. So, you know, and if he Swords Dances, I live 1 after Rocks because Sand is not up. So I felt pretty confident with Slowbro.
Makes sense. And here's that Mega. Here's the Swords Dance.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why he does this because he is risking Ice Beam or a Scald Burn, but it works fine for me because I can just sack Chansey and I can just go Zam and Revenge Kill.
Yeah, nice chip on there. You actually go
So
for
I
a double.
here. Yeah, because T-Tar is very free. You can just go T-Tar, and I really don't want to risk Focus Blast into T-Tar. It's not Chopple, so it's gonna kill always. But I don't want to risk a 70%. So I just go Skarmory to gain momentum. Even if he Earthquakes, I'm fine, you know, because it's a Skarmory, and if he goes T-Tar or Cresselia, then I can take advantage of that by maybe putting another Spike or something.
And that will... Oh, you make another double. My gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he's gonna trick here. So Skarmory is basically the main villain for Fade. If Skarmory is crippled or weakened, the game is much easier for him. So I knew he's gonna be probably banking on me choking and staying with Skarmory. I didn't want it tricked or even T-Waved, to be fair. I could have went Alakazam because I knew he was going to trick, but I didn't want to risk the off chance he goes T-Wave. So I was pretty happy with Slowbro getting the Scarf. It's not bad. I think in hindsight, maybe I could have went in Gliscor, but I was too scared of Ice Beam. Slowbro's probably the second best way after that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was about to ask about the Gliscor, but yeah, I guess Ice Beam would. And your Gliscor is chipped, so makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Slowbro now has a choice Scarf. The fastest Slowbro.
Yeah. Another double here we see. And here, T-Tar, again, he's free. I'm worried he might be like Thunder Wave. I don't know what this T-Tar. It could be Brazilian for all I know. And I went for Moonblast. Honestly, Flamethrower was just better. I have Flamethrower. I am Life Orb. Flamethrower was definitely just better. I was kind of just going in Moonblast. Maybe he wanted to ship me with Stone Edge. Maybe he wanted to T-Wave me. I kind of got over paranoid a little bit and went for Moonblast. Not a bad play per se, just not the ideal Flamethrower, which probably maybe even killed the Excadrill or put it at least in range of Lucky Helmet. And here, again, I know this is going to be Sword Stance, 3 attacks. Well, I guess Rapid Spin Sword Stance. I think I go Skarmory. I could have also just Flamethrowered because he's either going to Rapid Spin or Sword Stance. But again, I wanted to be safe and I just went Skarmory.
Gotcha. In the Skarm goes. There's the Sword Stance.
Yeah.
Got to be careful of flinches now, right?
The flinch, yeah. World Cup flashbacks versus Sandtube. But him revealing Rock Slide also tells me that he's not Iron Head. So like my Clef is pretty safe into him.
Interesting.
I get Cresselia, which is not ideal, but not as bad as Volcanion. He gets a T-Wave. And then here it's a 50-50. He can, he has, I'm Psychic Scald. So either, Scald immunity with Volcanion or a Psychic immunity with T-Tar. I'll have to guess here. And I think I click Psychic.
Yeah, very nice. No, you just
I just doubled. Even better. So I just, did the mid-ground. And again, here, it could be Assault Vest. It could be, it's probably not Specs, that's just not a common thing in Oras, very rare. And he needs the speed, his team is pretty slow. So I'm thinking it's probably Scarf. It could be Custap or Shuka or Assault Vest. But because it's slow, I'm thinking, and I know Fade really likes Scarf Volcanion as well. I'm thinking it's probably Scarf, although Custap is on my mind as well.
Yeah, and I assume that you're going to go for maybe Stealth Rock here, or are you actually going to attack into it?
So I live 2 Steam Eruptions, but I don't know if he has Sludge Wave. So I just Sod Boil to scout if he has Sludge Wave or not. Or Sludge Bomb or something like that can 2K him. Yeah.
Gotcha. Steam Eruption actually does 2-hit KO. That's crazy.
Yeah, actually, because I'm not Leftovers, yeah, it does 2-hit KO actually.
But you can just stall out the Steam Eruptions, so...
Yeah, exactly. And then here, again, I know he doesn't have Iron Head. He's either going to Rapid Spin or Rock Slide. Flamethrower was just... He probably doesn't expect Flamethrower. He expects Ice Beam. Because I know Fade likes to run Ice Beam on these types of structures. But, I kind of just, had Flamethrower for other reasons. So I just did that and killed him. Now he brings Volcanion. It's another thing where it's like, okay, maybe he just predicted Slowbro and that's why he went for Steam instead of Sludge Wave. But I can just Soft Boil again, I think. Or maybe I just scout Slowbro again. I'm not sure what I do here.
Yep, just back to
I think,
Slowbro.
I just go Slowbro. Just in case it's Sludge Wave. I'm not sure why he Flamethrowers either. I could have just Soft Boiled. But I wish I did. And then here I get Parrot. I call up that he's going to go back to Volcanion and I Psychic. Now I'm pretty advantageous here. Like, I need to really choke this to lose at this point. He does still have obviously Lunar Dance or one of his mons, which is scary, especially like Mega Garchomp. If it's full HP, it can be revenge killed by Skarmory and it could potentially just plow through my team. But not in a bad position, I would say.
Absolutely not, yeah. And this turn's very nice. Probably get some damage on Crass, or just get the Roost off. That works too.
I roosted because again he could be Ice Beam. I'm really not sure. A lot of it's kind of like a 2020 or 2018 T-Tar set. When you're like the Smooth Rock or the Chopo Bear, usually you run Ice Beam with Fire Blast. I just wanted to scout. Honestly, I could have just knocked or even SD'd, to be honest. Yeah.
Good to know that you're SD.
Yes.
That's very cool.
And here, once again, I'm like, I don't know the speed of his Cresselia, right? I know a lot of people like to run very fast Cresselias, and obviously he's Scarf, so he's probably max speed timid. I still don't know if he has Ice Beam or Psychic. So I just ruse to scout if he's gonna Ice Beam or not. And he predicted that. He did a good prediction, and I think he switched to Garchomp. But
Yes,
I'm still thinking I'm fine because he reveals SD here. I'm like, okay, he's probably SD Stone Edge. It's a roll to kill me with Insand, so I'm still fine. To Facade here, but yeah, then he reveals really cool set, to be honest. Aqua Tail.
Wow.
Yeah, really cool set. And then here, I mean, I could have Focus Blast. Like, obviously this was obvious, but I just didn't want to risk the entire game on that prediction. And I just Focus Blast here. Obviously he's gonna Corpuscular, but again, I don't want to risk it. I think I revealed here that I'm Taunt. And this is why I was confident in this team pick, because Taunt with Spikes is good into other Spike teams as well. So if Fade brought one of his Spikes team, I felt pretty confident into it just because I have Taunt and he doesn't. And I get Rocks here, which is super important. For Chip, he gets his T-Wave off. And then even though I'm Life Orb, this Cresselia's leftovers, it's, obviously it's a Cresselia. It's gonna take forever. I forgot what I do here. I think I go Slowbro or something. I forgot. I'm not favored here. Like, I can get paired, and it's not really like the most amazing thing. I think I should have just went Skarm and accepted the Paralysis for a free Roost. I think that's what I should have done, maybe. This is always a 50-50, like T-Tower Volcanion, and I get it wrong here. He gets it right. I don't know why I T-Waved. I think I should have just attacked. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not bad. Once again here, I'm like, okay, he's gonna, maybe if he has Pursue, he's gonna do it, but let me just go Clef. And then I'm like, he might, obviously I'm Life Orb, so I'm not Bull. If he's Adamant, he might just kill. So I go Scorn, and it's a good scout. And here, I'm like, he might be Fire Blast, right? And SD Fire Blast is a thing, but it's very rare, and this is the second time I'm kind of like too much in my head, and I over scout. I'm in a good position, so I feel like I have leeway, so I, I'm like, let me just scout, why not? So I switched out the Skarmory. And then, I don't know, maybe he called it out and he SD'd, or he just knew that it was kind of like a Hail Mary. I gotta just, like Swords Dance and Stone Edge just Skarmory. It worked out for him, and I'm forced to sack the Skarmory, which is actually like, puts a huge dent in my team. Now it's no longer, I'm super favored, I'm only like a little bit favored now. I have to, and now I pretty much have to hit a Focus Blast. I can't get around that. Canyon sack. He thought a lot there, but good sack on the Volcanion. And this press, again, he doesn't know I'm Recover, so I'm Taunt and Recover for maximum stall breaking ability.
That's nice.
Yeah. So he thinks he can just spam Psychic. I reveal Recover. So not only do I 1v1 this, he can also never Lunar Dance because of Taunt. So I'm very, very favored. Obviously, he's going to do probably what, I knew what's going to happen. I have no reason to risk it. And he goes T-Tar on the Taunt. And now I have to hit a Focus Blast. Because he realized he has to dodge to win. And I thankfully hit it. I got lucky there. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, really cool game.
Very cool game.
Pretty down to the wire too. I mean, if that Focus Blast hadn't hit, obviously, potentially the Zam would be gone, or chipped, and then
would have been dire.
Very dire.
I would have needed like a Scald Burn or something to win the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, interesting
and it was
game.
Like, yeah, make a Garchomp and then Taunt Superior into Fat and a Trick Cresselia. He's pretty favored, like if you put it that way. But I do have a Mega Alakazam, which actually like kind of makes me feel better about the matchup. Also interesting, I was kind of used like one of, something similar to his build. He was using something similar to my build, so it's kind of like, the roles were reversed. But it was very fun. I think I got a little bit lucky, but he also hit all his moves as well, like the Stone Edges and the Aqua Tails. But it was a very fun match. I was very nervous, and yeah, shout out to my opponent. Played well.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for coming on and talking about it here. It was interesting to parse through.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Also, I believe congratulations are possibly in order for
yes,
making it to the tiebreak. Not going to spoil the full result, Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been Ruffles and Gold Mason talking about the RufflesPro Fade Eternal Sunshine Oros game from semifinals. Please check in. We are going to potentially do a stream for finals this coming Sunday. Be hyped for that and tune in. Maybe we'll see you on the cast, Ruffles?
Perhaps, but I might be playing. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you next time on another SPL commentated set.